There was going to be a coffee making scene. However, there was construction going on all day pretty much, and my dog was freaking out and shaking, so I had to get creative and figure out a way to calm him and desensitize him in case there's construction tomorrow as well, where I'm not going to be here. So I actually made coffee in that interim, and I drank it. And I know what you're saying. Coffee. Curious. If you've been following me, you may be wondering, is the coffee caffeinated? It is not. It was decaf. So then your other wonderment might be, is decaf cheating? Well, it could be, but see, the coffee that I use is a process called Swiss water process. And that pretty much gets rid of like 99% of the caffeine. So even if there's like 1 to 2 milligrams of caffeine in the decaf, it's negligible. On average, there could be at the most like 12 milligrams of caffeine in a differently processed decaf coffee. And you know, I just wanted the essence of the coffee beans, and I don't have it every day. That's all I gotta say about that. I'm still 3 months into this no coffee journey, so I still have some time for an update, but this is not about that. This is about ink. I've spent far too long already talking on this subject, so let's bring it back to the desk. Hello, good people. How's it going? I made coffee, but alas, no writing or video making was done. Anyway, let's get back to the creativity part. This ink. This is Diamine Oxblood ink. You know, I was going to go with black because black is tried and true, and I don't really like colorful inks when I'm writing, but I thought a nice red-brown ink will look really good with my brown journals. I thought, you know what, if I'm gonna go a little adventurous, let me go with something that I've seen before. People, I think, gravitate toward the Oxblood. It's a nice muted red. It's very close to black. So I thought, let me try it out. I think it'll look nice with my cream-colored pages. And let's get into it. Let's open it up. I don't know why I was going to smell it, actually. So I've already loaded up this pen with the ink capsule. I got to writing with it. I have 2 points to make, completely unrelated to the ink. Point number 1, I forgot how annoying it is to write with a flex dip pen as a left-handed person. Check this out. So this is what I'm talking about. This is not a calligraphy pen. This is just a writing utensil that holds a nib. These nibs are pretty flat. They don't have a reservoir or anything. So when you press on them, they flex. And I've talked about this before, but in writing left-handed, I basically push against a paper as opposed to pulling against the paper. I don't know if this is a good representation. However, when I'm pushing against the paper, these prongs here, they catch, right? And they just scratch against the paper and the ink pools. It gets globby and it's not pleasant. I could get higher quality nibs. I could get a left-handed nib, something in the future, but that's that. Point number 2 is that my art pen is not taking well to the new ink. It writes, don't get me wrong, it writes well when it's writing. However, it keeps stopping. And I think perhaps I didn't flush out my pen well enough. Honestly, I've never flushed this thing out. I've had it for like 10 years. Maybe it needs a nib replacement, probably needs a good flush. I've cleaned it out several times. However, it's still giving me a bit of issues. I mean, I've really put this pen through the paces, drawing, traveling with it, refilling it with different types of inks using cartridges. The last couple of times it's been giving me some issues, so we'll look into that. Anyway, onwards and upwards, as they say. So what do I think about this ink? It's really nice, actually. This is my first time diving into Diamine, which is a popular ink brand. I see a lot of people use this. I see a lot of people recommend this, especially the Oxblood color. The ink feels syrupy, and if that sounds weird, you know, a lot of times ink can feel watery and like a little like it pulls apart. This ink feels a little stretchy, and I like the design of the label. Very Art Deco. It doesn't dry that fast, which isn't really that big of a problem, as I'm used to writing with like other writing utensils that don't have varying drying degrees. If you're looking for something other than black ink, if you're looking to venture out but you're not kind of sure what to get, or you don't want to get too crazy, this is a nice alternative. It's almost black. It's a brown red, so it almost appears black. Let's see, I wrote something here. Oh, never mind. I actually wrote this with my Kaweco Sport, which is still using black ink. So this is kind of what happened. I'm going to keep talking at a close-up on that in a moment. This is, it looks very close to black at a glance, but has a subtle style enhancement that kind of makes you think, oh, now that's classy. Like I said, the brown goes really well with the cream-colored pages, leather journal covers that I use. So with all that said, let's get writing.